Councilman DeFlippo,
Here.
Councilman Hudson,
Here.
Councilman Strider,
Here.
Councilman Lilly,
Here.
Councilman Reimer,
Here.
Councilwoman Walker,
Here.
and Mayor Mullins.
Here.
You have quorum, sir.
Thank you, Marge. We'll just, like again, we'll just skip straight to the meeting. Need a motion to approve the minutes of the previous meeting, please.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by, was that Dave?
Yes.
Okay, seconded by Dave. Any discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. No monthly financial statement, correct?
No, sir.
Okay. Petitions, communications, and public hearings. Item A, if you'd read the resolution, please, Margie.
Resolution recognizing the reasonable expectation of the reimbursement of expenditures in connection with the City of South Charleston Park Place project made prior to the issuance of excise tax revenue bonds for the South Charleston Park Place project Economic Opportunity Development District authorized by the West Virginia Development Office.
Is there a motion to approve this resolution?
So moved.
By Wolford, is there a second, please?
Second.
Seconded by, is that Adam? Okay, thank you, Adam. Okay, any discussion or questions on this? All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Resolution passes. Okay, item B, if you'd read the resolution, please, Margie.
A resolution authorizing city officials to take any and all actions necessary to accept a grant from the Dow Corporation for the City of South Charleston Fire Department and to further administer the grant as required by the grant agreement.
This is an annual contribution they do for us, is it not? Okay, is there a motion to approve this resolution?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Yes, so moved.
Seconded by Councilwoman Walker.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Resolution passes. Item C, if you'd read the resolution, please, Margie.
Resolution authorizing city officials to take any and all actions necessary to accept a grant from the Federal Emergency Management Agency for the City of South Charleston and to further administer the grant as required by the grant agreement.
Is there a motion to pass this resolution, or to approve this resolution, I'm sorry?
Move.
Is there a second?
Second. Okay.
Who was that? I missed it.
Yeah.
Reimer, okay. Chuck, this is that resolution you asked me about earlier for the FEMA flood in Jefferson Park.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Good.
Any questions on this? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? No bids, correct?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Yes,
I'm
yes,
sorry.
yes. Park Place.
Oh, that's right, I'm sorry. Consideration of bids. Council Sabo.
We have one this evening. It's regarding the 96-inch SRPE pipe for Park Place development. The Finance Committee has reviewed the bids and supporting documentation received from bidders submitted, which was sought in accordance with the applicable laws relating to expenditures for municipalities. And after careful consideration, it's the recommendation of the Finance Committee to award the following bid: Contact Engineered Solutions, LLC, for 1,842 feet of 96-inch SRPE pipe, and the amount is $714,700. All items are within the engineer's estimate for the project amounts for this storm sewer relocation project, and the funds are available from the 2019 A bond issue for the Park Place development, and it further authorizes the city treasurer to enter into a purchase order with Contact for this project. This is a motion to accept.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Wolford. Is that Wolford?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, any discussion? Roll call vote, please, Margie.
Councilman Cybold?
Yes.
Councilman Wolford?
Yes.
Councilman DeFilippo?
Yes.
Councilman Hudson?
Yes.
Councilman Strider?
Yes.
Councilman Lilly?
Yes.
Councilman Reimer?
Yes.
Councilwoman Walker?
Yes.
Mayor Mullins?
Yes.
That's a unanimous vote.
Anything
That's all
else?
I
Is
see.
that it, Councilman? Thank you.
Thank you.
So I think it would be appropriate here where we're at too, for me to go ahead and make my request that city council members, I'm asking for you to approve the hazard pay for our employees who've been working during this crisis at a total of $5 an hour with contribution to the county. We appreciate that at a total cost, I believe, was $184,000. And so I'm asking for that approval for our city treasurer to be able to do that tomorrow.
And it's for the month of April.
It's for the month of April. So
I'd
is
like
it-
to make a motion.
motion by Councilman Wolford and then second by Councilman Cybold. Any discussion on this or comments? Can I have a roll call vote, please?
Councilman Cybold?
Yes.
Councilman Wolford?
Yes.
Councilman DeFilippo?
Yes.
Councilman Hudson?
Yes.
Councilman Strider?
Yes.
Councilman Lilly?
Yes.
Councilman Reimer?
Yes.
Councilwoman Walker?
Yes.
And Mayor Mullins?
Yes.
That is a unanimous vote.
And also, before we get the department head report, I'd like to ask city council members to waive the ordinance of obstruction of sidewalks so that our business communities can use our public right-of-way sidewalks and place tables around the mound for outdoor eating and outdoor business to take place in our city to help assist our businesses get back on track. So I'm asking that we waive those ordinance restrictions until further notice. Until further notice. Is there a motion to do that?
Move.
Who was that?
DeFilippo.
DeFilippo? Dave DeFilippo? Okay, thank you, Dave. Is there a second?
I second.
Seconded by Councilman Reimer? Was that Reimer? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, any further, excuse me, any further discussion on this? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you all very much. I think that's a good move for us. Now we'll get to department heads. Anybody have anything? Department heads? Chief's outside.
Hey,
What's that, Chief?
I want to tell Kathleen, and this thing's not working great.
You're breaking up.
We're gonna put a speed trailer park, come on, Kathleen.
Oh, he's telling Kathleen.
Yeah. You hear that, sis? You're gonna put a speed trailer in the park? Okay. Anybody else have anything?
I will mention, I've had a polling of members, and I did talk with the mayor about the city's annual Mound Festival. We did decide to go ahead with it. I sent all the applications out on Tuesday. I've already received about 3 of them back.
Yeah, we'll be itching to go. And that's in September.
That is in September, and the disclaimer on the bottom of the application says depending upon COVID restrictions at that time. But I just wanted everybody to know that it is going to be hopefully an ongoing, hopefully.
I'm glad you brought that up, Marcia. So before we adjourn too, I want to tell you all, as our events go, I have made the decision that we will obviously not be having our Armed Forces Day parade here in May. However, we're going to call it a postponement, and we'll see if there's another date. We've talked about obvious dates, but they're still probably too soon. I think I might have mentioned this to you already, but Memorial Day is probably too close. Flag Day is probably still too close. July 4th we'll see. We understand it's probably a long shot that we do it, but that's kind of where we're at. We're in the postponement stage of it. I'd say if we don't do it by July 4th, we'll probably have to just punt and do it next year. Summerfest, we haven't officially canceled Summerfest yet. It most likely, we understand that the possibilities are probably slim to do that, but I think it's still just a little bit early to make that announcement, even though I know bands and other people would kind of maybe like to know. Yeah, it's just a little bit early, and so I'm going to not make that announcement at this point in time. We'll just wait and see. So that's with our events coming up: the parade, Summerfest, Mound Fest. Right now, the only official postponement we have is our parade, and we'll make those decisions as the days come by and this thing changes. I mean, it's so ever evolving, as you all can just tell. I said something to you earlier, and Rick had it correct because it changed a little while ago, and it's just the way this thing is. But that's where we're at there. Recreation facilities the same way. We'll see. You know, they were originally going to allow the health clubs to open Monday. They backed off of that now, and so they're not allowing them to open next week. And so we'll have to see where that goes from that point in time. So that's kind of where we're at with our facilities and our events. I was trying to think if there was anything else I needed to bring up before we get out of here.
Gerald's cleanup tomorrow.
Yep.
Saturday.
East End, right? Saturday.
Saturday.
Saturday's East End cleanup for everybody.
My neighborhood's full of stuff already.
Gerald, you got any comments on that?
No, it's this Saturday on the East End.
Times, was it 8 to 1?
No, it's from actually 7 to about noon.
7
We
to
have to be at the landfill by 1 o'clock.
Okay. How'd the West End go Saturday?
It went good. We had a little bit over 50 tons, about 9,000 gallons of paint. Tire.
Yeah, okay. I was thinking I had, yes, sir.
As far as facilities goes, I do want to announce
Yes.
that the public library, we have been in talks with this for the last week or two, Bob and I and the staff there with the mayor's involvement. We are going to start opening up in a phase, this is going to go out tonight. I'll just read it, if you will. Effective May 8th, 2020, South Charleston Public Library begins phased reopening process for physical library materials. We appreciate your continued patience and understanding as we work to safely resume in-person services while protecting the health and safety of our community. Exterior book drops will be open for returns, and we are waiving all fines and fees. Holds may again be placed on physical library items in our online catalog, which is scplwv.org. Holds may also be placed by on phone. We will have staff working to answer phones, taking care of things like that. You can always go online for your online resources as well. And we do have a protocol in place to decontaminate returned items. We're doing it with guidance. So the things that we come in will have to be deconned for a few days, 72 hours, and then they'll be put back into circulation. But that's the first phase of getting the library back on track.
And in short, we're basically using our drive-thru, right?
We're using our drive-thru,
Right,
yeah,
we're
both
using our
drive-thrus, yeah,
drive-thru.
it's a no-touch.
No touch, right.
And
So-
we're also doing our very, very popular summer reading program has been adapted to online. There'll still be all the prizes. There'll be a virtual parade, everything that we've done before. Denise has worked very hard to get it online, and we already have quite a few people that have already signed up for it. So it's just going to be just as popular, just a new format.
Good deal. We're working on a few other things too, and you know, there's a group out there that I really feel for, and I want to try to do something. I don't really have an idea what we're going to do yet, but I really have a soft spot in my heart for our seniors. I mean, I'm talking about our high school seniors, those kids that lost out on graduation, they lost out on prom, they lost out on spring sports. I was telling somebody today in a meeting, I'm 56 years old, and I can still remember the day that I realized that I wasn't going to put that baseball uniform again. I was playing at Wapow Park, and we lost the regional game. And I remember thinking then, man, I'm never going to put this uniform on again in my life. And that's an emotional time for somebody who's passionate about athletics or their band or whatever they're into, extracurricular. And for those seniors that just lost everything, if we can, I don't know what it is, if we can do later in the summer, whether it be using the golf course for some kind of a prom or a tournament we put on in Little Creek Park for athletics, or I don't know what it's going to be. I don't have a magical answer yet, but I want y'all to know we're thinking about things like that when we get the opportunity. We want to try to give something back to that kind of scenario where that happens. So whether we can pull it off or not, I don't know. But those, I'm just letting you all know some of the things that staff is talking about and we're thinking about as we start this reopening process. So love to do something for our kids if we could. So anyway, any other comments or questions? Okay, motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Is there a second? Oh. Somebody second.
Second.
Thank you, Ken. You guys have a good evening and be safe. Take care. Meeting adjourned.